The new preseason patch just went live on the public test realms, and with it came a ton of new massive changes to the game. We have new and reworked jungle camps, neutral objectives, items, and much more. But by far the biggest and most impactful changes out of everything in this update is the rework to the map itself. We've got new bushes in top and bot river. Mid lane is massively expanded. We've got new terrain, new bushes, and even Baron changes the terrain around its pit when it's time to spawn. So how will all of these new terrain changes affect your gameplay? And where should you place your wards now the map is different? Well, I've spent a ton of time in Practice Tool finding the answers to these questions for you, and what I found is going to have some pretty massive impact on how the next season is going to look for you.
My name's Rogue and I played League of Legends professionally for 7 years. Now I'm a full-time content creator and coach for all ranks Iron through to Challenger. So if you want more information of what a coaching session with me will look like, you can find more information by following the link in the video description below.
While you're in the description, you'll also find the link to my Patreon, where I post all of the recordings of my best coaching sessions in full. With collections sorted by role and rank, including sessions where I've coached for professional level teams, you can get a glimpse into what pro level League of Legends look like from the inside. No matter what you're looking for, you'll easily be able to find something that's going to help you improve, no matter your rank. Let's start by addressing where you want to ward on the new map, since that's probably why you clicked on the video in the first place. Now, the best places to ward have always historically been in places that cover an intersection. You want to be able to see any place where a champion enters and has a choice to change direction, and then you want to see where they leave. On the screen now are a few examples of these such intersections on the current map, and what you may notice is that almost all of these intersections on the map have a brush close by. Riot has always designed their maps well in this way, using the bushes as a way to guide players as to where is ideal to place their wards. By placing them in locations like this, players are subconsciously already warding intersections. But what's interesting is on the new map, Riot has broken their own rule. With many of the bushes they placed around the map not properly covering the key intersection they're attached to, the most major of these being on the ramp on the top side of mid. It's possible now for junglers to take this path through the intersection into river without being spotted by a ward in the bush. With the old habit of always warding bushes, this is bound to get a ton of people killed who waste their wards on this bush. So quickly share this video with your friends so maybe it doesn't happen to them. What's strange about this though is that the map isn't symmetrical here, and on the bot side of mid, warding the bush fully covers the entire entrance into river from the ramp. Now this obvious oversight seems like a little bit of an advantage to the red side mid laner if you ask me. But there's a pretty easy solution to fix this problem. Yep, that'll do it. Now warding intersections outside of bushes like this is a really common thing that has always been done, and can pose some of the best wards in the game, with probably the most important ward of the entire game being the one in the center of mid lane. Now this ward covers the most important intersection of all, giving you full information on what side of the map the enemy team is running to. But this mid ward has received a massive buff. With the blue side jungle entrances being moved closer together in mid lane, we can now cover 2 intersections fully with just one mid ward. Now if you remember anything from this video, let it be this ward. The terrain changes around neutral objectives are especially interesting. With this new wall across from Dragon Pit, it's actually impossible to place a ward that can see both Dragon and an intersection, meaning it's practically useless to place stealth wards in front of the pit. Pink wards of course are still fine to place, as the vision denial is extremely important when baiting enemies in to force a fight, but your stealth wards are much more useful when placed either over this wall, or above and below this on the entrance to river themselves. Around Baron Pit, don't place your ward directly in front of the pit anymore. Instead place it a little bit higher up river. This way you can still see the Baron, but also capture this jungle entrance into blue team's topside jungle. Now as for the river entrance closer to mid, things have been mixed up a bit with the removal of the pixel bush. Now the pixel bush used to mark probably the most important intersection to control in the entire game. But to compensate this, Riot did something pretty cool. You can now see the entirety of the ramp leading from Raptors into river from the line bush adjacent to mid. Now this bush used to be the only bush in the entire game that did not cover an intersection, and I've seen people warding it as one of the most common mistakes in the game for years. But now, it finally has a purpose. Now for the rest of the map, Riot's usual design choices hold true. Where there's an intersection, there's probably a bush. Intersection, bush. Intersection, yeah, there's a bush. Even the new side lane bushes follow this rule as well. Now I can't be there to place every single ward for you. It's on to you to use the information you've learned in this video to go out and place your own. So just remember, let the bushes be your guide on where to ward most of the time. But you don't always need a bush to tell you what to do. If you think it's a good ward, then place it, and as long as it covers an intersection, it probably was a good one. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe. See you in the next one.